Fuse Nation, how are you? My name is Alex Fuse here live with another Sports Fusion episode. I'm on the phone right now with my man, Connor Hall, who is a writer at 518sports.com. So, Connor, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Fuse. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well myself. The Yankees won last night, and I know you're a Boston fan, and I bet you have to be worried with those Red Sox. Their bullpen exploded last night, and their bullpen did not look good at all. So what do you expect with this team going forward for the Red Sox?
Yeah, last night was a picture-perfect example of the Red Sox have been all year. They used over 15 pitchers in a 9-inning baseball game.
Yeah.
That's just horrendous. Nobody could get it done out there for them. And typically you want to use maybe 3 or 4 pitchers or maybe even 2 in the baseball game, but to use 15 is just ridiculous. And it's just been the story of the Red Sox all year. They'll have games where they will go out and beat the LA Dodgers 9-0, who's one of the hottest teams in baseball. But then they'll go and lose to the Yankees in the beatdown that it was last night. And that was almost hard to watch because the offense wasn't clicking, the crowd wasn't there, and obviously the pitching wasn't there either. But they have potential. David Ortiz's x-rays came back negative last night, so that's a good thing. He's on a day-to-day basis. Xander Bogaerts is hitting .315. He's doing phenomenal. And Andrew Benintendi, he's playing incredible. He's 4 for 9 in his first, 9 for 20 in his first 7 games played here at the Boston Red Sox. He's a young guy who potentially can be the future of this team, but we just got to get everybody hitting. And we didn't pick up many great pitchers in the free agency, or trade deadline. But if the pitching, David Price hasn't been himself. If he can come around, I think this team can make a run into the postseason with the atmosphere over at Fenway Park.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you there, Connor. And the Red Sox, I'm surprised they tried to get some of the relief or bullpen arms at the trade deadline, but the guys they picked up haven't been working out that well. The closer for the Red Sox almost blew the save 2 nights ago. He walked 3 straight and got over 35 pitches in the 9th inning. So with the closer problems there, that's also a problem for the Red Sox. Not exactly hitting. They've been pretty well with hitting, like you mentioned, with Xander Bogaerts and David Ortiz. And even Dustin Pedroia has been heating up as of late. So with the Red Sox moving forward, the #1 main concern will be their bullpen. So with the Yankees, Alex Rodriguez's final game is tomorrow night, and I'm sure he'll be in the lineup tonight against Eduardo Rodriguez for the Red Sox tonight. So are you surprised that Alex Rodriguez has not been playing the past 2 games? He pinch hit last night and flew out to right field in the 7th inning. But were you surprised when you got the lineup the past 2 games and saw that Alex Rodriguez was not in the lineup?
Yes and no. I don't think he gives them the best chance to win, but then again, I think from a Yankees fan perspective, he's been your guy for the past, you can't even name it, years, and he's been their guy. He deserves to be in there. And it's funny how Joe Girardi goes into the clubhouse after last night's game, or it might have been the night before, and said, I'm not here for the farewell tours. I'm putting the best lineup out to win. But we saw Derek Jeter, who was not good in his last season at all, playing 141 games. And he's going to go out and say that he's not doing farewell tours. That was a wrong statement by Joe Girardi. And Alex Rodriguez deserves to be in the lineup because that's what he's been doing his whole career. He's been producing for the Yankees for the most part. He's a career .295 hitter. Playing with that 300 average, and he's obviously not going to get up there, but he's been the guy for the Yankees. He deserves to be in the lineup in his last couple games.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you. And for fans that don't know yet, Alex Rodriguez is being released by the Yankees in a nice way, and he'll take on the role of a team advisor come next spring. And this is basically what the Yankees are saying to A-Rod. We don't want you here. We don't want you in the lineup. We don't want anything to do with you, but we're going to make you work for that $20 million we still owe you next season. So with Alex Rodriguez and the Yankees, I'm not sure. I think something happened between the Yankees and Alex Rodriguez in the top office because when Alex Rodriguez made his announcement last Sunday, it seemed like Joe Girardi and Brian Cashman were not really aware of the whole situation here with Alex Rodriguez, and it seemed it was more of a Steinbrenner front office problem with A-Rod or decision. Am I right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a sketchy situation. Like you said, Steinbrenner seemed to be the only one that knew about it, and Girardi was very shocked. But without a doubt, they're going to make A-Rod work for his last $20-some-odd million that he's going to be guaranteed next year. They're not just going to let him ride off into the sunset with it. But do you think A-Rod can make a return to the MLB after his contract's up with the Yankees?
Well, I know after Friday, once he goes through relief waivers, so he can be picked up by a team early next week once he's passed through the relief waivers. Now, I'm not exactly sure if A-Rod says, I don't want to sign this contract with the Yankees as a team advisor, I want to go play baseball somewhere else. I'm not really sure what the whole contract agreement is or if he has signed the contract already for the team advisor role for next season. I don't know, but I do expect the Yankees or him to, if A-Rod wants to play baseball next year, he'll play. You know, he'll play.
Yeah, exactly. It just comes down to whether or not he wants to play baseball. If he wants to play baseball, he can go risk more injuries and play for another team and probably have another sub-300 year.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't want to play baseball, he could just, like I said, be the Yankees, whatever, and make $20-some-odd million.
Yeah, and I know that Alex Rodriguez said he didn't say, yes, this is it for him. He said he avoided the subject when he was asked during an interview yesterday. He didn't say a resounding yes that this will be his final game. I bet he's still looking for an opening maybe in Miami right by his homeward Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, I would be okay with A-Rod going to a different team and finishing out and trying to get 700 home runs. He's only 4 short. So.
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to get that 700, and you know, he said that it's his last game in a pinstripe uniform. He never stated that he won't be playing for any other team. And like you said, it was a touchy subject when people asked him. He kind of shied away from that answer and didn't give a definite answer of whether or not he would be playing in another uniform next year.
Mm-hmm. So now we kind of figured out who's the main contenders for the American League division winners. Who do you think is going to be the winners or the 2 winners of the wild card in the American League?
I see 2 people coming out of the AL East, whether it's the Red Sox and the Orioles, the Red Sox and the Blue Jays and the Orioles. You know, it's a very tough division. You know, the Red Sox are in 3rd and they're 2.5 games out. The Yankees are in 4th and they're 7 games out. So, hypothetically speaking, the Yankees aren't out of it, but I don't think they have the team to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So, I see 2 teams coming out of the AL East, and that's going to be a dog battle in the wild card game, no matter who it is, whether it's the Red Sox and the Orioles or the Blue Jays and the Orioles, because they play each other so much, so the stakes are so much higher. It's almost like you have extreme bragging rights in that game.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, in a 1-game playoff, if it's the Red Sox and the Orioles, I see David Price coming out and pitching a good game. You know, he's never won in the playoffs, but I think he hasn't been playing well this year, and he wants that sort of victory to say, oh, this year wasn't a complete bust, so that wild card game could be it for David Price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Baltimore, I don't know who they're going to throw out there, but, you know, it's not going to be better than David Price on his best day. You know, Baltimore does have bullpen, but with the Red Sox offense, if they can get David Price maybe 4 or 5 runs in a playoff game, I think they can get it done.
Okay. Okay, Connor, I want to say thank you for coming on this Sports Fusion episode, and where can they find you on Twitter and read your articles on 518sports.com?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at 518sportschall, and you can follow 518sports at real518sports, and all of our stuff is online at 518sports.com.
Okay, Connor, I want to say thanks again for coming on the Sports Fusion episode.
All right, thank you, Alex.
Yeah. Okay, Fuse Nation, stick around. At 1:30, I will be live on YouTube with Brian Hoke, who is an MLB.com reporter for the New York Yankees. What does he have to say about Alex Rodriguez's final game? And it is supposed to thunder tomorrow night. So what happens if the game gets canceled and Alex Rodriguez will not be able to play in his final game with the Yankees? Will he play on Saturday? I'll ask Brian that question when I come back at 1:30. Thanks for watching, Fuse Nation. I will see you at 1:30. Thanks for watching.